Wah, 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 wah. Hey. So it seems that yesterday we had a problem. Huh? YouTube was displaying something different, but at least let me hope today we are good. Let me see. I hope today we are good. Let me see. Let me check. I need to check this wall to ensure everything is okay. So come on to join for the first time. You are joining us right now. Ensure that you click that like button. Mambo. So a lot of things are going to change today. So that's why I just wanted to come live here so that we can address the issues. You need to stay updated. You need to stay on the clock. Big things, breaking news. A lot of things are going to change tonight. Prepare yourself. Prepare for big bang. Prepare for big bang. Who is here? Make sure that you like. Comment section. Free jamani. Come on. Before we start, kabla tuanze hapa kunini signals Actually, do you know, even yesterday niliwapia signal ingine mwecheche, a very nice signal right yesterday, and actually market didn't so good. So if you missed that, today we are going to have another great one. So today we are going to have another great bigger one. I'm going to show you where we left yesterday because we end up very big and good signal yesterday. So make sure that you like this video right now. Like it, I'm just sharing the link so at least we can have numbers before we resume. Yeah. Keep joining. And there's a like button. Come on, there's a like button in the YouTube. Just make sure that you like this. It's really going to be helping. Make sure that you do that. Then we're going to resume. Then we're going to start. Right away. So let me put this mic here. Carlos, good morning. How are you doing? Carlos, have been doing great. Actually, Carlos, account yako imekuwa ikifanya poa sana. You have been doing good. I'm very proud of you actually. You know, huyu jamaa ameanza tu juzi. and anafanya vizuri sana kwa hii industry, like he's doing so good, anafanya vipoa sana. So keep the fire burning, keep learning, keep improving, you're going far. Now the game start here, so we're going to check on the we are going to check on let's start with the gold. We need to see how gold is really doing right now. We need to see how gold is doing, because this is really important. Yesterday we ended this market. Remember, this now is 4-hour time frame. If you look at this 4-hour time frame, this is how we analyze this market. I want to make it very simple and quick. All right. So yesterday, remember, we were talking about, this is 1 hour. Remember, we were talking about 44.40, and I think right from yesterday was around the 30th 1 a.m. 1 p.m. So it means this market went all the way to 44.84. I don't remember exactly the position that we are talking about, but all I remember is that we are talking about this market to move down before we just resume on the upper side. This is what is really happening, because we said this market is going to move like this. Okay, so I'm still waiting for more people to join this. So this is how the market has been moving, and this is we actually said this is how the market is going to move long term. Like, this is what you can actually expect this market to be behaving, because this is very simple. It's not really 100%. Like, the market has not proven the market has not proven like everything we need from this market. Like, we have not proven all of the things. Like, let's say, for example, deadlines are not been confirmed. We have not yet gotten any confirmation yet, but this is how the market is moving on the highest time frame. But what we have right now on the gold is the market that is moving on, the market that's really trying to move from all the recovery that we really get. For example, this being one, you can see like this, and look at that. Now we expect at least now this market to end this way. Yesterday, I think this market was trading around 45. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because we are talking about this region here. We are talking about this region. Actually, we are almost 40 something. Yeah, we are 45, maybe 2018. Actually, we had not achieved this target here, and that's why we drew this. And I told you the market is going to test this region. Now, the next part we are going to achieve in this market is actually going to be around this area here. I hope you can see it. Let me expand. This is what we might be getting from this market. Look at this. Yeah, exactly, just like that. Very simple, very easy. So that is what we might be having into this market coming any time, any moment. Look at that. Now we want to move to, if you look on the lowest time frame, like for example 1 hour time frame, then you're going to see something very amazing. This is what will help you now to know where you are going to have your entries, apart from how the market is moving from all these positions. Look at this pattern. Look at this pattern. Maybe we might be getting an entry here right now. Let me see what we have. Might be getting an entry right here. Today 4 p.m. Today 4 p.m. The Department of War asks something amazing to say. So make sure that you are tuned on that. Make sure that you are tuned. 4 p.m. before the London session, before the New York session start. That is really going to be amazing. Is the war coming to an end? That is what we really want to understand tonight. There are a lot of several things that have been happening. Yesterday I did not update you, because remember, Trump was saying, we can end this war even without opening the Strait of Hormuz. That is a different case. It's only the problem that so many people don't like those sort of things. I really like them, but I don't know. Now, what do we have here? So let me bring this here so that we can check. I'm being trapped in different ways. There's an account of mine that is been trading. I got trapped with the silver, so I bought silver at 80, but I'm still holding because silver is actually, the war is coming to an end. So I'm a swing trader. So let me just show you here. This is really interesting. Yeah? This is one of my account here. So I'm going to show you how it is. This is my account right here. I got trapped in this account, so let's see what we have. I'm going to, let me switch camera off. Let me click trends. You can see these trends are running here. Crazy, right? Yeah, so I'm been ordering this, so I'm going to keep them for a while until now we get something amazing. So I don't have a time to crop this only. So this is what we have. Yeah, so this imbalance that we have, still equity is good, free margin is around 2,900, so the account is still okay. Is capable of actually running this trend even if the market seems to collapse. This account is going to hold on this. And one thing that you cannot lose hope on is if you're trading stock indices. If you're trading stock indices, then of course expect the market to rebound. Like the market is going to move back. That is definitely what you can expect from this market. Yeah, so that's the account I have right here. So I'm still going to be expecting to see the market at least continue to move up. Let's see what else we have. Exposure, Kenya shillings, euro. So you can see exposure is very small. Account history, we have actually made some profit in this account. It's only that let me see profit or loss. I think this is this month. Yeah, although we've been holding a lot of trades in this account, at least this has made something. Yeah, so we are going to keep moving just like that. Then the other account that we have here is moving so well. We are moving so good. This is what we have. Let's see. Let me show you here. This is what we have from yesterday trends. I see some trend running, and right now we are in the profit of 248. This actually I'm going to hold it at least to 1,000 as well. So I have almost 4 accounts. I have 4 accounts. I have this big account. I have the Profam account. I have Kenya shillings account. So those accounts I have, and so you might be seeing differently. So after the market is back, then you're going to switch to the Kenya shillings, so that any profit that we make from Kenya shillings, we just withdraw. It's actually going to be very easy for some people when we are going to be navigating this. So this is really moving so good. So the trends I'm holding here is still, I'm holding gold. I bought gold yesterday, 45.18. I bought silver, trading at 214. I bought it at 70. I also bought USDT, and Nasdaq. So those are my entries in this market. That is what we earned yesterday. Yeah, so remember for gold buying at 48.18, 45.18, that was our first entry after this market right here. Now what do we have for today? Because this is really amazing as well. What do we have for today? Do you have entry for this? Am I going to advise you to buy from this market? Because of course the market is about to recover. If this war is going to end tonight, if the Department of War is going to announce that this war is going to end tonight, if they are going to withdraw, everything is not really going to recover that easily. Like the market is not going to recover 100%, but at least we're going to see the market at least recovering with some percentage. Yeah? That is what we're going to see from this market. So I'm still waiting for that hour. So it's around 4 hours in the next 4 hours. So I'm going to do this quickly, and then 4 p.m. make sure that you are here again. 4 p.m. East African time. That is actually 8 a.m. EAT. That is Eastern time. On our time is going to be. On our time is actually going to be 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. Big announcement from the Department of War. Are they going to withdraw from the Iran war? Is it going to end? It's really going to matter a lot tonight. So make sure that you're following that, because we might be experiencing volatility. The other thing that we're going to be waiting from this market, I'm announcing this before I gave you a signal what is going to happen. This is really important. I know I have to. Today is on Tuesday. We don't have a lot in the dollar. I know the job opening. I've been telling you what this is. This is what this is. So in simple terms, GOLTS, this is the available opportunities that are there in the market. So this also matters. It's actually one of the leading indicators towards the early indicators, like let's see, a number of job opening during the reported month, excluding the farming industry opening, number of job opening during the reported month. This is actually one of the great earlier indicators towards the market if you're trading US dollar. I'm not going to explain so much. I have several videos that I've posted here on how to actually use this. After we get this, what you use this for in the next, like to get as an early indicator. So there are a lot of things I don't want to mention here, because it's going to lead us all the way to the retail sales. It's a connected chain. It's a connected chain of inflation. Connected chain. It actually comprises a lot of things here. So on the dollar side, today we have the GOLTS. That is the job opening. It's really amazing. This pattern looks easy. The one that we have here for dollar on the 1 hour time frame. I don't know you realize that I actually love 1 hour time frame. If you look at this, this is how the market is moving. Actually, this is confirmed. Leave alone others. This pattern is now confirmed. The problem that we have is that market has already achieved the result above this. So the goal was here. I think the market has tested this. So that is why we bought. So the position that I have on gold, I might be closing it before now we open another position. Let's see what we have first before we jump up. So yesterday, that is the signal that we took the market from low as 40. Actually, I have 45.18. 45.18 is here. So I bought around this area here. But you can see this is the region. The reason we're saying this area here is just because of what was printed here. Look at this. This is what was printed, this high here. So I was expecting to see around 44.60. That is the zone that I was expecting even more to get around this area. But actually we touched around this area here, which is 44.84. But when the market went back, we bought at 45.18. That is the one that I have that is running right here, the one that you see 222. I hope I can just show you all of it, but it's actually it's actually down ones, so I'll be showing you that later. What do we have here? The market is rising. Number one, 4 p.m. is going to be very important. Make sure that you watch that. If it's going to end, then of course you're going to be getting this market jumping up. This market end to move back, because remember what we said on our side. This is what normally we look at, specifically this area here, where resistance becomes the support. So that is normally the good area that you can actually look at. This was one of it. It was actually moved, and that's how you realize, that's how you know the market is actually moving in a healthy manner, just like this, where the market tested this region, lays in this, and then of course this area here. So that is why area where I've been focusing on. We also looked at the volume, how many volumes, like how traders are actually reacting to those regions. That is one area that we are looking at. Now look at this area here. This is where the market has been testing this region, and if you look at this keenly, you realize one thing, that this area has not only been tested twice, once, it actually been tested severally, like this one. Look at that. This is how the market is trending right now, like this price range. So this is like the market is trying to move up, but maybe there is no enough volume to move it. And sometimes when you see a thing like this, sometimes it's not so much dangerous, because the market now, that is a time now the market is looking for liquidity. The indecision in the market end up making the market looking for liquidity. And specifically, if you're talking about the gold, we're going to see more what we're going to get on this market. Right now, where is the next trend? What do we have here? What we have here is this region matters. This region matters because of really they are testing this, and that is what we have been waiting to see. This actually this was really very perfect. This was very perfect, very perfect region that we see from this market. Now, a possibility for this market to continue on the upper side. Look at that. Can you see this? This is what we have, a continuation. These are continuation, but this market actually, remember, came all the way to 45. This could have actually been another perfect entry that could have gotten from this market right here. But you can see actually we are struggling to move up, and I think there's a gap that was created around this area here. So if you see this market touching 40, have we touched 45.81? Not yet. Let's see what we have. Is this market coming back here? Because there's a lot of rejection towards the upper side. What is happening? What do we have? We can take our volume profile from downside, this area here. I want to see what we have. It seems the buyers are trying. Like this is where we have the POC. Yes, of course. Yep. Yeah, we got rejected here. Of course, you can see around this area here. I see, but this volume is not enough, so we are going to take it from this. Let's take it from here. Let's take it from this place here. Oh, yeah, you see the buyers are really trying this area here. 7.6, 7.7, 9.22. We have buyers around this area, and I think they're supporting this market around this area here. So this region becomes perfect. This is actually a good perfect example for buy zone that we are getting from this market. 45.68. We still this region. Now let's determine what we call now the premium and discount and price. We can use Fibonacci retracement. Let's see, did we achieve this? Okay, so this was around, but if you went bought from 50, that is from 50, 45, 50 all the way down, that could actually be on the discount side, but right now we're on the premium side. So for those planning to buy, I think is the market is buying. The market is buying, but still we are on the premium side. That means it's not going to favor you a lot. Like that favor, you're not going to receive it so much. So if you see the market after testing 50% of Fibonacci around this area here, This is what we call now the discounted price. Down once here, it's going to trend below 0.5, which is 50%, and that is actually a good zone, specifically for us who normally enter the market scaling in. Yes, scaling in from this area here, we're scaling in, but the market is still on the premium. So because it has already moved on the upper side. So in this scenario here, I wait for this market to come back at least to 44 or maybe 45. Let's say slightly below 50. Slightly below 50 is going to be, it's actually going to be good. Again, I think that is going to push this market, and I think we have developing orders here that can push. We have enough orders here to push this market up. You can see now the market getting rejected. Actually, there's going to be a rejection here. Let's see how Hondas are going to be reacting across this area here. Sellers developing, but at least let's see around this area is going to be good. This one. So you might actually be getting, if the market is going to range around this area here, maybe it's going to range up to this place. It actually depends on how we get this, because you know, maybe getting this market moving slightly to that area here. That is actually going to be a very nice entry if this market comes to that area here. If this market comes to that level, that is actually going to be a good entry point. Now we have looked in terms of volume profile. We have checked on different Fibonacci retracement where we are getting these chart patterns. So those are three things, confluences that we have analyzed here. Now let's move to the candlesticks alignment. On the candlesticks alignment, what we have, our candles moving. This is the more important thing I normally do. The last one. Yeah, the problem that we have these candles, you can see they're actually raging, almost the same as these ones, raging. Yeah, so you can look at this. The market came down, like for example, in this area here, started looking like it's just raging like this. There is these candles that we have here. But look at what happened. Sweep all the way down before now getting a momentum to move up. That is what happened yesterday. That is actually grabbing liquidity. That is the same thing that can happen to this market. If it's really struggling to break up to 46, we might be getting this market coming all the way through this path before we resume to move up. So observe keenly on what can actually happen around this area here. So the market might be pushing the prices all the way down before we resume to move up. Liquidity grab can just be happening across those zones before we get there. So the area here, I'm going to mark them so that we can have. Yesterday was amazing because actually the market went all the way to our zones. So the entry that I have on the ground, I'm going to close it so that I may be preparing for another one. So this area is actually going to be slightly below 50, maybe around 40s, that is around this area here. So it's going to be inside here. It's going to be around this zone here. Scaling in, that is what we're going to have, and the market is going to start moving up just like that. So it's matters of now waiting. We have a rejection that is happening here. That's why you see the market is reacting again. Not only we have sellers, but also you can see this is another area where we are getting rejection from. So there's a probability the market to come around maybe 45, 34. That is going to be amazing. Buy opportunity is going to be there, because that is going to be discounted prices. So on the discounts, that is going to be a perfect entry compared to if you buy right now when it is really expensive, when the market is already up, when the market has already recovered from this. So that is what we need from this area here. The next testing point is going to be around here. So the market might be testing 46.22. That is what we might be getting a testing point here. Yeah, I see. You see, before even 4 p.m., if that is going to happen, you're going to see these orders reducing around this area here. But before that, we might be getting this market trying to come back to these levels. Then we just pump all the way up. So I'm going to have a screenshot of this. So what do we have here? A summary. We just wait for the market to come down. Right now is 69. Wait for gold at least to trend slightly below 50. Then we can start having our entries. That is the zone that we have highlighted there. Is going to be very important. You don't just buy when the market comes to 49. Make sure that you observe that keenly, because you can see we have so many sellers on us around 48 here, around 45, between 45. So make sure that you observe keenly when this market comes to this area here. You can switch to the lowest time frame so that you can just know, are we going to get a reversal when this market comes to that area here. So I'm going to observe if this market, when it comes to those areas here, if we are going to get a reversal, and you can actually move into the candlesticks alignment to see how the candles are really forming. If you see this market coming quickly to this area here, and over Sunday now you see the market reaching around this area here, you start seeing flashes. You can actually even move to the lowest time frame, like 5-minute time frame, after we achieve that one, so that we can get good perfect entry in this market. So that is what I'm waiting to see from this market, the market to sell all the way to around this area here, which is actually going to be this region. You can see over Sunday we actually been testing this from this candle, moved all the way here. We have another one just close slightly here, another one here. So the next one actually might be testing around 50.34. That is what we might be having here. So don't just put buy limit. Ensure at least you have something. Ensure that you place what I normally do here. I'm going to place mine at 44. Yeah, let's say 44. I create an alert. So when this market crosses those region, I'm going to receive a alert on my email, and alert as well on my PC. So a sound. So I'll be preparing now for entering around those areas. So that is what you have on the gold. Now I'm going to check something different now. The last one I need to check. We need to check now the candlesticks. This is serious. One minute from CME. I'm going to check on the futures, the gold. Okay. 30th of March. 30th of March. Okay. Might be getting our spikes here. Okay, that's serious. Lending liquidity. Or not. Hmm. 46 is 16. Okay. Okay. Sawa. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. Okay, actually the month is expiring today, so a lot of futures expires today at the end of the month. So we are here 46. We have not achieved 40. I think we achieved 46.05. We are here 35, 38. So today we might be experiencing high volatility because on the futures market actually will be trying to adjust and move to the rises. So today we might be expecting a volatility because futures closes tonight. Expires on 30th. Is it 30th? They're expiring on the 4th of 30th. So this is 46.06. That is the price was achieved tonight. Many tenders expect this market to move down. Let's see. 46, 44.16. 44.16. Where is 44.16? Before even we check on this, where is 44.16? Yeah, you need to be keen on this. Around this zone here, and I know the prices are different because here's the futures. Yeah, but remember our area is for the entry is around this zone here. So we're going to observe those two. Make sure that we are very keen on this. It's really going to be important as well. Okay, I'm going to check this information on my own, then I'll just come back South Africa temporarily. Okay, that's interesting. So that is what we really have here. So before 4 p.m. we might be receiving higher volatility in this market. There's an advice I have for you. So I need to ask you this right now, and I hope you're going to respect my opinions and do me a favor. Do me a favor right now. I need you to buy stock indices. I need you to buy Nasdaq. So buy Nasdaq, small lot size, hold at least for owned for a week, at least owned up to Friday. Current price of Nasdaq right now 23,150. Buy Nasdaq right now, owned at least for a week. 23,153. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm just beseeching you that you buy Nasdaq and hold. Use small lot size. 23,147 is the current price. 23,150. This is not for analysis. This is actually for investors. If you have your investment, you really want to invest your money, just buy Nasdaq and hold at least for 1 week. Today is on that 1st of March. We are entering April. This is a good opportunity. Very good opportunity for you now, maybe to have a good entry. Buy cheap. The stock indices are going to go back. Remember, we actually hit 22,800. So there's high probability Nasdaq actually might be going back to 26. So even with a lot size of 0.1, you might be making some good amount of money here. So this is the current price of the Nasdaq at this date, You should do that as an investor. So I'm still holding that, waiting for another high. One thing that you can actually be sure of, the US stock indices always moves up. They always recover. They always do good. They are always going to turn green. So not like crypto that is going to collapse, not like crypto, not like Bitcoin, not like meme coins that are going to collapse. They are going to recover. Like, it's going to recover is a must. It has to. It has actually been proven. I've seen that happening COVID time, all the time. This happening several times, and it's actually been very amazing. So the stock market right now, cheap, best opportunity for you now to buy from this market. This is the time. This is the time for you now to buy. So I'm going to buy from I not even buy, I actually bought from 23, even actually 23. I think we achieved 22.77. Yeah, from my other account. From my other account, we just bought it just like that. I'm checking here. Yeah, I also have some entries in this account that I was displaying here. So that is what we have here. Like, this is stocks. I'm going to stock indices, going to recover. Look at that. Nasdaq has already achieved 50 corrections phase. That means after achieving high of this, actually this was very simple because the market achieved 26. Look at that. That is big. That is big. 26. This is what is achieved from 26 here, and now we have already achieved this. This is actually very low because next time what we're going to be getting is, if this market is going to move up, then of course this level here, at least a reaction between 24 and 10, and then we might keep moving up. So the next level that we'll be getting is here. So if this market is going to have volatility today, we get a positive news, then I think the next landing phase is going to be 24,160. That is actually might be a landing phase where we might be getting this market moving too. I don't think we can move to this level here. I don't think we have to move to this area here. Checking on strength of the market, we are already down, and I think is enough. Those who have been selling right now, the market is trading at ratio of 1 is equal to 1 after long-term sell that has been happening. What does it mean? That investors now are moving from excessive selling. Now the market is looking like it's neutral, like positions that are there for buys are equal to the positions that are there for the selling or for sales, right? I don't know whether you're getting this. Like right now, the risk, the reward, not the risk reward ratio, but right now, the orders for the buy and orders is buy and sell orders are now very equal. And of course now it looks like we are in neutral phase, but if the market is going to exceed the orders for buy opportunities, then boom, we are going to actually move up. You know, there are two things here. If the market, if we get positive news like today, for example, the war is going to end, if the war is going to end like today, and the market is at this phase where it is right now, like we are in neutral phase right now, then of course the market is going to move up very quickly, even compared to when the market was trending downwards, like the market was selling. So that is what you need to know. Like now the market is just waiting for small big news, small news here, positive, and then boom, we are up. Gold right now is moving down. Let's see, because we are 57, let's see what we have, see what the market can come to this point so that we can see whether we can have entries. Why do you this keep referring me to that? 58, but this actually the market is reaching around this zone here, 15-minute time frame. We have the market reaching here, so this seems like a problem that we have, but we need to break to one stage down, right? So you can see this range, That is range. That's how the market is ranging right now. I see how it is going to be doing that on this. Are you going to, if we break this, actually that's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing because it's going to move all the way to this place here. It's going to be moving very fast to that zone. How this volume sounds to be false. Don't like it. 46. But for a quick one, the market is going to react here, 50 at 15. So you're going to receive you're going to receive this market buy from that level, which is this area here. Of course, there must be a reaction around here, around 50. So around 45, 50, you might be getting a reactions, and the market going to buy a little bit. So around 56, we are 55. That is going to happen because of this support level that we have here. But still, I'm waiting to see this market at least moving past this. That is a very strong region that we have here. But if the market is going to break this one, this is going to be very fast. Like these levels are going to be achieved very quick, very quickly, quick. The market is going to be very fast. Nasdaq stop loss. I don't have a stop loss in the Nasdaq. Nasdaq cannot proceed to move past that Musa. So I'm not going to place I've not placed even a stop loss on the Nasdaq. It's actually just like that. So just buying and holding. But don't hold with the $10. It's going to swipe it, all of it away. Nasdaq at least open one position with a minimum of at least $100 is going to help. So at least 100. 100 $100 at least with a 0.1. Do you know actually when the market recovers, you can actually make over like $300 if you can just hold maybe, let's say, even 2 weeks. If the market is going to recover so good, then you can actually make some good amount of money from that. That is really interesting. Well, have you bought 50, 45.50? Because I told you there's going to be a reaction at 45.50. That is exactly what has happened here. Very, very simple here. Look at that. 45.50. I just told you the market is going to react at 45.50. But remember the area that we are going to wait for. I've been getting this market actually coming to 46.1 and then getting back again. Look at that. 45.50 has been achieved. That is 45.50, the one that I just drew here. Look at that. This is 45.50, 322. Why is it exact like that? 45, this is actually 45.50, 322. My area that I just lightened here is 45.50, 3555. So if you placed your entry around that area, then it means that you must be running in profit right now. You must be running into profit right now as we speak. The goals or where you can just expect this price to come through, and I think this price might be getting a breakout towards the downside. That is what we said. There's a possibility this market is going to penetrate through just like that. So it's matter of time. So what do we have here? So what do we have here? So the next area that you can just be expecting this market to come to is this area here. So let me switch to 5-minute time frame so that you can see what we have. There's a question here, summer breaker. Should I open with my Profam account? Yes, you can. But you need to read the rules for your Profam. You need to understand the Profam that you're using, the rules that the Profam, your Profam that are using, the rules. Different Profams have different rules. You need to understand that. Okay. Now this is what we have, and this is reading great because of what you can see here. So the next reaction. So today I'm going to give you many signals here for even scalpers. So I'm going to give you this. This is the next area that you can be expecting this market to react to, which is this level here. So once you see this market touching this area region, expect it to move back, like react again. This is the area. So look at that. I'm going to highlight it like yeah, exactly this one. So let's see what we have once this market approaches. This level that we have here is 61, 62, 62, around 62 here. Forget about the decimals. From 62 So, you know what many countries are doing right now? They are actually reducing the taxes for the oil because of the surging of oil prices all over the world. So many countries, what they are doing, reducing the taxes for the oil prices. Is our country going to do that? Because anytime we're going to experience crisis, and you have seen also some petrol station reporting that there is insufficient fuel in the so we are 60. So we're saying there's going to be a reaction around 62 again. I think I should be switching these accounts so that we can have another account for scalping here. We have some few dollars to make. Let me just open another one here. We need to have how about this? Yeah, we need to, like that area here, look at more reaction that we are going to be getting here. 62, 62. So 62, let's see whether the market is going to penetrate and move down. 62 there. I need to see a reaction right there. I need to see a reaction right there. 62, 62, 62, 62. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That was a power interruption, and there's a power interruption that's there. And before my things just reboot is another issue. So, but we are back. 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 Actually, oh my Lord Jesus, we lost the power. I got the power interruption when the market was trading nicely. Remember this area that we sold around this area? Can you see? Can you see? That was really amazing. Look at that entry. I told you 62, another one 62 to series 280. Let's see. The market touched exactly 62.6 and the market is back. Look at that. So the market has come all the way from 62.7 all the way to this area here, which is around 50 again, and then buying again, not the all the way to the top. Now we are going to look for another entry right there, but those are some of the entries that we really have here. So you see, when it comes to the scalping, sometimes it's very easy. Like you can have multiple entries, and sometimes we need to hold on and see how things are really going to unfold. It's very interesting. Now those are perfect entries that we had before I got the power interruptions here. Actually, I did not even manage to have my entry at 62 because I was to sell here, but if you sold around 62, you made quite a good amount of money from there, because those are $12 with 0.01 dollars. So if you can manage even to make $10, kama uko pale ushago, or maybe whatever you are just watching, if you can just make $20 a day, 50, you trade 5 times, 10, 10, 10, 10, you make 50. Actually, that is enough. If you can manage to make even $50 a day in town, I always say this again, that's a good amount of money. You can pay rent and do a lot of things. So you can see how easy it is now to just scalp. You need to be patient, wait for the market to come to your side, have perfect entry, be clear on your entries. So now look at what has really happened. We have the first entry, we end the first one here, and then you can see this was the second one that we end around this area here. We are going to look for another one to see what this market might be moving to after this. So let's see, we might be getting another entry here. I just also opened an account here, so we're going to have small harvest. Going to have small harvest here. Allow me to reconnect networks. Let me have my connections back. Oh. If you miss a second, then you are going to be late. You're going to be late. What else do we have? Let's see whether we can have another entry. So the market is moving up after this level, but remember, there's a possibility for break. This is a region that we have been talking about, a region where the market is trending, and the market is on a range. The market is ranging here. So this is what we have. The market is ranging here, so we have a problem. The market is ranging right here. So what are we having? But if you look on candidly, there's a probability this market might be breaking this gap here. That is what I'm looking on this market. That's why we have this area here. Now, where are we heading? Probability for this market to test this again, let's see, around 62. Yeah, likely for that, but maybe this time is going to be here. So this time, if the market is going to test that region, is absolutely going to be around 64, 65. It's going to be around 65, 64, 65, around that zone. Before now we move back, that can serve us too. That can serve as a small market that is trending on this lower time frame, just like that, and also a reversal from this level. So that is what can just happen in that case on this side. So what we have here, because the market is trying to move, and I think because of this big candle that has been formed here, the market is trying to move. Let's see, I don't have a clear shot for this. Unless maybe if you are interested in $3, $2 to move. But at least we're saying let's just focus at least on 10. At least, you know, when we have at least $10, above $10 move is something at least we can have management. We can actually manage $10, $5 losses. Yeah, those ones for the scalping. But if we concentrate on $3, $2 move, we are going to get a lot of noise in the market, and I think that is not going to be an ideal situation. It's not going to be favorable. Let me see whether I got a news here. You know, I'm waiting for bigger news. I'm always tuned in. I'm always checking to see what is popping. So around 65, let's see whether this market comes to 65, what we are going to get from 65. If you have any question, just leave it in the chat. We are going to interact on this. So those are two. Let's see what we might be getting here again around this area here. So I'm hoping at least this market now to move to 65. Once we get the 65, we might be having a short 65. Now we're going to focus on small dollars right there. Make sure that your lot size is just small. Let's see. Let's wait for it. We could have actually taken that entry to this level here because this market is going to move to that. It's going to move to that 65. So I'm going to move, but if you take this early, we are going to take this late, like this level of 60, 59 there. I think it's going to be something else, but at least we're going to get, I think once we get 60, once we get 65, I'm going to stop buying, because if you have your trades running, I think that is going maybe to be the last one before even we get maybe to 40s or below 50. That is 45, 50. That is going to be a critical zone from right there. So that's why you see now we might be struggling to break that area there. So this might be it. Like once we touch that one, then we're going to go back all the way down. But that's already enough. But I think we are going to get to 65. Don't forget, this is the arrangement, or we might be getting lower prices and that on the highest time frame. The only thing that we're doing here is that we are doing this because the market is going to recover. At least the highest we can achieve this is 65, and I think, yeah, that is 65. We can just get right there. So where is this candle going to move to? This candle is going to move and align with this one. Let's see what's going to align with this one here. Might be aligning with this one around this area here. Yeah, so this level here. Oh, let's see. 57. Let's see which one. This, let's see what we do. We have a really small pattern here, because if that is that's gonna happen, we are going to move to 65. 65. We are going to move to 65. We are going to move to 65. You're going to move to 65. So once we move to 65, we might be selling all the way down. So that is the last entry that I might be having around that area, that zone. So we don't need to break. We don't need to move past 50. So around 50, below 50, the market actually might be touching below that 50. If we move to 50, then we are going to move all the way to the zone that we are waiting to see. It's going to be chaotic. I'm waiting to see 60s around 63. From 63 level here, then we move from break this down, then we move slightly. There's a possible from this breakout here. You can see these arranging the market, moving slightly through these areas. We might be breaking and move all the way down, which is actually going to be the level that we highlighted on the highest time frame. That actually might be happening anytime, any moment. The current price for the Nasdaq is 23,118. So perfect opportunity for you now to keep buying the Nasdaq. You buy the Nasdaq, hold and just wait. It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. In coming months, it's going to be massive actually. That is what I'm waiting to see. That seems that we might have actually entered late, like around this area here. Yeah, but still we are going to move to this. So our zone is here. So the market is currently here. So let's see if we can get this zone there. I think that is going to be the last one before this market drops the way down, and then we sell all the way out, and the market is going to penetrate through this. That might be happening anytime. I don't want to be trending up to 3 p.m. because 4 p.m. We think still we are waiting for that news that we have been waiting here. So that's actually going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So right now, a lot of buys going to work for gold. When you see lower prices, 44, if we're going to receive positive news for this. 65, so once we touch 65, it's very close right there. 65. The market is still raging at those zones, so you can see it's raging. It's really confusing here. So I might be closing this position right there. Break even. Behavior, band behavior, band behavior, band behavior, band behavior. Closing right there. Break even. I would open at 57, so break even for that. But still, let's see whether it's going to touch 65. 65. That's some band behavior. Break even. That's not good. That's raging. We expect them to candle to move all the way